Hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. So, I didn't post yesterday any readings because I was having some technical difficulties, but I got that sorted, and I will be posting all up until Saturday to make up for the lost day. I do want to thank everybody for their patience. I didn't get not one message. That's why I love you guys. Not one message with somebody saying, why aren't you posting? I love it. You are so patient with me. So thank you so much. Thank you as well for the support, whether through subscriptions, comments, shares, stars, donations. All of that really means a lot to me. So that being said, let's get started. What is the energy for this collective? Oh no, hold on. 20 seconds. Okay. It had gone all the way under the desk. Okay. So we've got card number 36. This is a beautiful card. I love this. Let's see. Number 36. Okay. So this card is talking about entrapment, limitations, restrictions, and complications. It's basically like an Eight of Swords card. We have more ability than willpower, and it is often an excuse to ourselves that we imagine that things are impossible. Francois, I'm probably going to fuck up this name. I don't know French. Francois de la Rochefoucauld? Okay, we're just going to go with that. It says, we are entangled by obstacles, real or imagined, that restrict our wishes and actions. Whether by ignorance, self-doubt, or a paralyzing fear, we allow them to control, limit, or imprison us. If we could just summon the strength of will and confront them, we might face them down and ultimately overcome them. In doing so, we are free to fly once more. This is an angel without flight, her wings entangled by troubles, obstacles, and fear. In her suicidal pose, red ribbons entwine her wrists like streaks of blood. But her entrapment is a consequence of her own fear. Blinded by anxiety, she is unaware that the nearby sword could be used to cut her ties and set her free to fly once more. Also, another thing, if you notice, the thread isn't really binding her. She is the one holding on to it. So yes, she could use the sword, but she could also let go of the thread. So yeah, this is a very Eight of Swords energy. She's covering her face. She can't see clearly. So this angel is trapping themselves. Let's see what this has to do with today's collective, okay? So let's see. Tell me about this energy. Tell me about this energy. We've got the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Wands, okay? The Chariot, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. With the overall energy, again, blindfolded. Two of Swords, Death, King of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Oh. This feels like a continuation of the other collective. But I could be wrong. Let's see. Tell me about this energy. Tell me about this energy. Oh. I bent that one. Four of Wands. Okay, that one reversed. So we've got the Ace of Swords reversed. And the Knight of Cups. Overall energy strength, the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Swords, and Judgment. So I think the other collective was between the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups. And I think this collective is going to be between the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands / Queen of Pentacles. Because I think that this is really focusing on the fear that the Queen had and why it's basically showing, well, you were blocking yourself. Nobody was blocking you but you. So I'm gonna say that this had a lot to do with wanting to be in denial. Because again, this is somebody who's basically putting themselves on hard mode. That sounds really wrong. What I mean by that is she could just be practicing swordplay, but no, she has to add the layer of, I'm going to blindfold myself and then combat these, birds that are attacking me blindfolded. So she's adding more complications that don't need to be there. Because I think that this also has to do with, we're looking at the masculine right now. The masculine might have been like, we can do this. Even if this is more difficult than I expected, we can do this, because they don't want an ending. Because that's the King of Pentacles showing up. Wanting to continue being a priority to the Queen, not wanting to end this connection. Continuing with the energy of, no, we can make it happen. We can make it happen, especially with the Chariot. This may be difficult. This may be, this may be really difficult, but you know what? As long as we put in enough time and energy, and we'll make it happen. I will say though, with the Knight of Swords here, this masculine might have been in the energy of, so let's say that they knew that the Queen of Wands had attraction to the same gender or to someone else, because it doesn't have to be a woman, right? With the Knight of Swords, it's almost like they wanted to make sure that they left no stone unturned when it came to trying to make it work, trying to make this relationship work. So they were on a quest of, I don't care how out of my comfort zone I have to get, let's try different things to see if I can't please you, to see if we can't make this work. So they might have tried a lot of different things, especially sexually. Like they were trying to explore, this is an interesting thing that we're going to discuss today, because this concept, I've seen it before, in the sense that I think this king just thought the Queen was wanting something different sexually. They might have interpreted it, because this is something I notice a lot, especially for women who are bisexual or men who are bisexual. People tend to look at it like, oh, you just are exploratory. No, it's more about, no, I'm genuinely attracted to the opposite sex or the same sex. So they might have thought this is just a phase. This is just going to be, I just have to explore multiple things with you, and then you walk away from this. But with the Strength card here and the Ace of Swords reversed, there was a lot that this Queen was not sharing with this King. Possibly to keep the peace and to fight for this connection. But also with the Knight of Cups, because I think that they genuinely did feel a connection to the Emperor, to the King. It's not like they didn't care. They wanted it to work. They were in this illusion of, we can make this work together. It'll be okay. I don't have to go down a road that scares me, as long as we can make this work. Tell me about the Chariot. We start with the Page of Swords. Talking about the Chariot. Queen of Swords. And the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Wands, Nine of Swords, Eight of Cups. Interesting. So in the previous collective, I said that they were together because both people still had to learn certain lessons while in that connection. And I think that this emperor, this king, had lessons to learn concerning knowing when to walk away. Because the Seven of Wands, I think for a long time, they felt like they would easily annoy this queen. They felt like she was under a lot of stress and they didn't know why. She was just really emotionally distant. In fact, with Queen of Swords over here, she was quite cold to them. And interestingly enough, they were fascinated by it. They were drawn by, with the Chariot, it was like they saw her as a conquest. They wanted to be the one that got her out of this place of coldness. So they started observing her, picking up cues and trying to explore different avenues, finding the answer of, there's this treasure I can see, but I can't really touch it. But I want to touch it, so I have to do multiple things. That's why they're showing up with Two of Swords. I'm sure this person could have found a different partner, but they preferred this difficult mode because something about the way that this turned out made them think like, oh, this is the ultimate challenge. And I think that that's something I've seen, where when a woman is, or a man, honestly, a person, when a person is attracted to the same sex, the opposite sex usually takes it as a challenge, like, oh, you just haven't found the right man. Oh, you just haven't found the right woman. Like, no, you just have to accept that maybe it's not a personal thing. Don't take other people's sexuality as a challenge to try and get them out of that. Like, just let people be. If they're attracted to you, you'll know. If they want to be with you, you'll know. Maybe they're just flirty and you're taking it the wrong way. But that's how this person saw it. Like, this was a challenge. This was a really, there wasn't a lot of people that could get to this queen, and they wanted to be the ones that got to this queen. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. The Chariot again. Tell about the Knight of Swords. The Hermit. And the Two of Wands. With the Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and the Lovers. Wow. Okay, so again, this is kind of revisiting what I said about, first, I've seen people who take the sexuality of another person as a challenge. Like, oh, maybe I can be the one to get them to feel differently. But not only that, this king probably knew that the queen was bisexual. And the way that they interpreted it is like, oh, that means I can have two women because women turn her on too. Or vice versa, right? Oh, I can have two men, either one. This person was very excited. They were very turned on by the idea, but they knew that for that to happen, they had to get this queen almost addicted to them. That's what they wanted. They wanted this queen to be with them, but be willing to explore more. I think that's my pet peeve. That's one of the reasons I don't really talk a lot about being bisexual, because a lot of men interpret that like, oh, that means we can have threesomes. Oh, that means you can fuck a girl and I'll watch. And we're just like, sir, my sexuality is not a kink for you. Okay? Chill. Or ma'am, because some women are like that too. So yeah, they were just very, they were very focused. I'm telling you, all this energy is very focused on getting this queen to be as interested in them as they were in her. And I mean, this person with Hermit, they really, this is their focus. Like, I don't even know how to explain how focused they were on this. This is on their mind all the time. They were very excited. They might have even started this preparation. They might have even started preparing like toys. They might have started buying, like they were setting the stage for whenever they could get this queen to be on their wavelength, then they could start having real fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This is so cringy. But you know what? It's human behavior, and that's what we're looking at. So I'm going to try not cringe the whole time. Tell me about the Page of Wands. Tell me about the Page of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune. The Empress. The Eight of Wands. The Two of Cups. And the Knight of Pentacles. With the Seven of Pentacles. Look. Can't. Ace of Wands and the Five of Cups. Okay. So this masculine felt this really like they felt they had to go slow. With Seven of Pentacles, they felt like I have to really put energy into this queen because my dick is ready, but the queen is not. So I'm disappointed, but I have to pour into her a lot of time and a lot of energy for her to trust me, and then she'll be open to it, right? With the Wheel of Fortune, this is a lesson to both. Because I think that the queen felt very refreshed. I think we're actually dealing with an empress, or at least she's turning into an empress. So this empress felt very refreshed by the fact that they had someone that didn't lose interest in them once they knew that they were bisexual. They were refreshed by how much energy and time this person was putting into the connection. They really felt loved. They felt very appreciated. Little do they know why this person is so accommodating. But they really felt like this is why I want to love this person. I want to let this person know your efforts are not wasted. We're going to be together for a long time. They really had no clue. So I'm not sure just how intuitive this person is, because how do you not know? People drop hints. They tell on themselves. So I think that this feminine was just focused on the wrong things. Maybe, well, not the wrong things. Let me rephrase that. It could be that in the past, anytime this feminine told whoever they were dating that they were bisexual, that person would be like, oh, yeah, no, I'm not interested. Or, they would say something that would make them feel like I'm not going to be accepted. So the fact that this person was so accepting of them and would probably have conversations about it. They don't know just how turned on this person is by the concept of that, because they're thinking, oh, threesomes, foursomes, we can have orgies. They're thinking more, which is surprising because they did show up as an emperor, but yeah, they might just be a very 3D emperor, not a 5D emperor. But yeah, that's why this queen was like, I just can't walk away from this person after all the time and energy that they've put into me. So without wanting, working on the premise of, I don't want to disappoint this person, what she kept to herself is that one of the reasons she was a little cold to this person, because she has a stronger attraction towards women. So I'm using it in that context, but because we saw two queens in the previous collective. But if it's two men, change it around, right? Because ultimately, this person felt that the queen was cold because they needed to win her trust. When in reality, sexuality is on a spectrum, right? It's a sliding scale. So I personally, for example, am bisexual, but I do have a stronger attraction towards men than I do towards women. And I think that this one is the opposite. This queen did have some sort of attraction to the king, but I think that there was more of a safety there. Whereas for the Queen of Cups, there was a lot more passion. So, because if you notice, she only shows up as the Queen of Swords when she's dealing with the masculine. When she shows up with the Queen of Cups, she showed up as Queen of Wands twice. She showed up as King of Cups. She showed up as a Queen of Pentacles. She did not show up as a Queen of Swords. Tell me about the Four of Wands. Tell me about the Four of Wands. The Ace of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Tell me about that. Four of Wands. And the Three of Wands. With the King of Wands, the Lovers, and the Fool. You know, I think for some time, this queen might have humored the masculine. I think the masculine was like, hey, we should have threesomes. We should do this. We should do that. And she might have accepted. What the masculine didn't realize is that she accepted not because of him, because he's over there thinking, oh my God, I've got her so whooped. She'll even, let someone else come into the bedroom with us. It wasn't about that. She allowed someone else in because she's more attracted to women than she is to men, or vice versa. If it's a girl that, her boyfriend or man let her bring in another man, she's over here like excited, when in reality it's because he's more attracted to men than he is to women. And we're not here. I do not want to hear any homophobic comments. I'm warning you right now. If you put any of that bullshit in the comments, I'm just going to block you. This isn't the place. But the biggest thing, the Ace of Swords showed up reversed over here, and here it shows up, but it's still, it had to be her knowing that she is worthy of love, regardless of who she loves. Because she was really putting in a lot of work in wanting to be the best version of herself. And that the more work she put into herself, the more she realized, this isn't where I want to be. I keep wanting to be somewhere else. I keep wanting to be with someone else, a very specific someone else. And I can pretend and force myself to be all happy and merry, but it will only last for so long because I'm not being honest. She was all tied up, but so was this king, because I think the masculine was so focused on all the pleasure that they could get out of this connection. If you notice, this isn't really a love connection. Nowhere here do we see that these two people are in love with each other. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. Four of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. The Lovers. And the Ten of Wands. Wow. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Five of Cups. This is interesting to me because I feel like this masculine, they are like so excited that they have a queen that's willing to explore other things with them. They saw her as the perfect spouse, but they don't realize that this is more, it was more like this queen was still dreaming of the past. So not only would bringing another woman in give her the sensation that she was close to the Queen of Cups again, I would venture to guess that she would even imagine, it doesn't matter what the other person looked like, she would imagine being with the Queen of Cups. But it was also, it helped, I don't think this queen was very attracted to the king. So it helped their sexual connection, because with him, she was just very cold. It required bringing in other people for her to be a little bit more open more passionate. But what's interesting here is that both of these cards show a masculine blindfolded with the Ace of Swords reversed. So she wasn't the only one lying to the king. The king was aware. They knew. They just didn't want to face it. They would rather, again, these two cards have the same energy. Doing things the most difficult way possible while wearing a blindfold because they didn't want to accept reality. Neither one of them wanted to acknowledge what the actual problem was. So they would bring in other people. They would, spice up their sex life. But that's because that's the only way that they could get things going, if you know what I mean. Talk about the Knight of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. Talk about the Knight of Cups. Justice. And the Knight of Wands. With the Six of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, there was too much focus on, well, different things. So on the masculine side, there was too much focus on wanting to make this queen move on from her past, from whoever she had walked away from. And on her side, there was a lot of focus on the same thing, but for a different reason. Wanting to live a normal life, wanting to live a life where she's not scared of expressing who she loves and why she loves them. She did know, though. With the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles here, she did know that the Queen of Cups was single. She knew that the Queen of Cups was available still. But because she knew that, these two might have had some sort of quick wedding. They might have eloped. Or they might have, they did something impulsive. But I really feel like it was because they both felt like this will help us move on. This will help us be together. We're just going to force ourselves, to be the right match. But if you think about it, like when you're putting together a puzzle, you take a piece that doesn't fit somewhere, you're forcing it to fit, you're just messing up the puzzle. It's just going to be, not only will the image not be correct, but you're destroying that little piece. It later won't fit where it's supposed to fit, right? So these two were so determined to change how the queen felt that they weren't realizing it was causing damage. Let's see. We have the Page of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Page of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Empress, Ace of Pentacles, oh, Ten of Swords, damn. Okay. Let's see this side. Give me 3 cards. Three of Pentacles again. Okay. The High Priestess. Queen of Swords. It's, well, let's look at the bottom. Judgment, Three of Swords, Ace of Cups, Temperance. Yeah. I really feel like these two did everything. They did everything they possibly could to stay together. They did not want to separate. Both people had different fears. So the masculine is in the energy of, if I can't get this queen to love me, that means I'm not good enough. It was like a validation to them that they could get this queen to give them this love, this tenderness, this sexuality, control. Whereas on her side, the fear is if I express who I feel attraction to and why I feel attraction to them, I'm probably going to get judged. I'm going to get scorned. I'm going to get shamed. And she didn't want to deal with that. So they were both really, really fighting for this for different reasons. Now, Three of Pentacles showed up twice. And then over here we have the Three of Swords. I feel like they might have, when I say they tried everything, I mean they probably tried threesomes, foursomes, swinging. They tried possibly being in an open relationship and letting both people date others. They might have tried, because I also keep seeing the three, they might have tried bringing in a permanent unicorn, like someone who lived with them, wasn't a part of the marriage, but technically kind of was. Because I also see 3 pages. All three people are, in my opinion, they're immature. They are. Because they're in a very, the masculine is in the energy of, I just want to explore. Like this is the wilderness. They're a little Boy Scout. Whereas the feminine had a lot to learn. And the third person here, which might have been either the unicorn or the lover that they would bring in, was possibly learning a totally different thing. Maybe this person had to learn to open up to more. Maybe they were, really shy, really repressed sexually. And so being around these two helped this person open up. So they're all three learning, right? It's still a process. But with the Ten of Wands, I feel like the masculine almost aged. It started putting a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, a lot of pressure on them. But again, they put it on themselves. Nobody put this pressure on them but themselves. They are the ones that made this a goal. The goal was to get this queen to, react differently than she had. And that was their ego putting them on this path. But that's what they did. They were like, yeah, I have to accomplish this. Whereas on the feminine side, I think she really had to examine, what is it I want to build a relationship off of? Like, what's the foundation I'm building a relationship off of? Because this relationship up until now, this was not a balanced, stable relationship, even though I think that they discussed a lot of things. They were very open in communication in a lot of ways, but there were still things she was hiding because she didn't want to let them know that her attraction to them was very minimal. It was very small. Whereas her attraction to other people, especially the other gender, regardless of what we're talking about here, was much higher. That was what she was hiding. So she had to ask herself, do I want to build a relationship off of sexual compatibility, off of lies? Do I want to build a relationship off of... Because I'm telling you, it's like I really do think that they had a good communication in a lot of ways. So that's what she would tell herself, well, we have great communication, this person understands me. Nobody else would understand me. Nobody else would accept me the way this person accepts me. And that's what she kept clinging to. But throughout this time, she did start questioning. Her intuition started telling her, is that it? You're going to focus on the communication when you know that you're still hiding things? You know that this is most likely not going to last? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you being... Queen of Swords upright is somebody who... they do the right thing. They're similar to the King of Swords. They know how to follow the wisest path. And their intuition is telling them you're going down the wrong path. If you continue going down this path, because this is like the Pied Piper type of energy, right? So You're fooling yourself. That's what her intuition is telling. You're fooling yourself by telling yourself, "Oh, I can go down this path. This path is safe. We can keep this up, right? We just have to bring in other people or open up or swing or whatever it is that they were doing." When her intuition's saying, "You know that this is going to end in heartbreak because you know how this is going to end. You know why this is going to end. And you keep denying what's in your heart. You keep denying what reality is." Let's see. Clarify Page of Pentacles. I also want to mention that when I'm saying that they're immature, I'm not judging them off of anything except the fact that I think that when children are small, they tend to be very selfish, not because they mean to be, but because their point of view, their view of the world is me. Me, me, me. So, when they're babies, that's why they cry. They want everything. If they see something they want, they're just going to cry because all they know is, why don't you give me? I want this. Why aren't you giving it to me? So they're babies. It's when they start growing up that their perception starts shifting. They start learning to share. They start learning, oh, there's other people outside of me. My actions influence other people. It takes them time. So all the people involved in this connection were just really focused on my needs. Me, 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 me. That's why I said they're immature. They might be, an emperor who has a business. They might not be immature in other ways, but when it comes to this relationship, they are showing immaturity because they're just focused on me, me, me. What I want. Give me, give me, give me. Tell me about Page of Pentacles. Like babies. Five of Cups, the Chariot, Four of Swords, with the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Six of Swords. So I knew this Page of Pentacles was the feminine. What the feminine had to learn was, are you really over the past? So if you are over the past, why are you constantly looking back? Why do you miss the past? Why do you feel so lonely without this person? What are you so determined to run from? What is it you need to heal? That's what they need to learn. That's what they needed to understand from this connection. Because every connection, even if because we've all been a page at some point in our life, right? Even when we were a page, the connections we had at that point still helped us grow and taught us something. So that's what they're learning. Tell me about the Ten of Wands. Clarify Ten of Wands. We've got the Sun, the Magician, Two of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune, Three of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. So this masculine, the burden that they're carrying is the fact they are regretting. they're starting to really I don't know at what point they started regretting entering this connection. But I will tell you that they realized what their lesson is, that they were doing it out of ego and lust. Like they wanted to be that man or that gentleman, that guy, where their friends are like, oh, wow, your woman really lets you do whatever. Your woman, that type of thing. They were driven by lust and by their ego. And that's the burden they're carrying. With the Magician here, they realized, I did this to myself. I literally prepared everything for this connection. And I'm realizing with the Three of Wands, with the Two and the Knight, it's the Three of Wands. It's like they're realizing, okay, this is fun, but does this have a future? Do we really want to be doing this? Like they're tired. They start getting tired. Because I'm telling you, even when you do the most exciting things, if you're only driven by lust, it'll wane with time. So with the Wheel of Fortune, they did. All three of the people involved in this connection had to go through this process to get to a better state of mind. Tell me about the Page of Cups. High Priestess. The Emperor and the Eight of Swords. Oh. So this Page of Cups might be somebody the Emperor is interested in. And they might have brought them in, you know, like, oh, let's be a threesome. But I think that something about being in touch with this page changed the masculine. So we've got the Ace of Swords, the Empress, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. It made them want to set the Empress free. It made them want to accept the truth. Maybe bringing in the page, they saw how the feminine reacted with another feminine. But their intuition is telling them that they need to set themselves free. But I think that they were really hesitant. Remember, I said this is an Eight of Swords card, and we have the Eight of Swords here. They were really hesitant to walk away because now they had promised this feminine, I will never run from you. I will never turn away from you. You are safe here. You're this. They made all these promises. And then when they started getting really heavy, because they realized nothing is going to change, they hesitated walking away because by then they had made all these promises. But things did shift within them. They weren't, I'm going to tell you the reading that's coming to mind. This Page of Cups may be somebody from their past. Because the reading that came to mind just now that I did recently was the reading called They Regret Choosing Lust Over Love. This is a situation, because as soon as I was talking about they start feeling regret, that reading came to mind. So this Page of Cups could actually be someone from their past. It doesn't have to be someone that they brought into the connection, but it could definitely indicate third party, but maybe not in the way I was referring to it. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. Three of Wands, see all these threes. Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Three of Wands, the Three of Swords down here. I'm telling you, this is third party, but just not the way that it's usually set up. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles. Two of Swords. With the Five of Wands, Four of Wands, Six of Swords. So both people were dealing with this internal battle of, do I say what's on my mind or do I not? Do I, we had already agreed we were going to be in this connection. Do I just leave the past behind? Do I just keep moving forward? What do I do? Because at some point they did get to this point where they're like, what kind of future are we going to have? Where are we going? Where is this going to lead to? Because I think that both people, well, this feminine was driven by security, wanting stability, and this masculine was driven by lust. And at some point they realized we've put in all this energy, but it's still a baby. It's a child, meaning that they realized we're not growing. I don't know how much time passed when they're together, but it doesn't matter how much time passed. All they know is nothing's changing in our lives. They started feeling stagnant. Both people started feeling stagnant, started questioning, why are we here? But with the Two of Swords, both people were afraid of being the first one to say something. This person was afraid of, what if I go to this other person and then I end up getting ridiculed and shamed and hurt? I should just stay. And the king is like, well, I want to end this, but I've already promised that I'm going to stay so that this person feels safe, so I can't just walk away. So they were both sitting here waiting for the other person to make the first move. Meanwhile, I do think that conflict started arising between them. They started having a lot of tension, a lot of arguments, because neither one of them wanted to be there anymore. Tell me about the High Priestess. Six of Pentacles. Tell me about the High Priestess. Ace of Swords. And the Ten of Pentacles. The Strength card, Eight of Wands, and the Hermit. Yeah. This connection was meant to get them both to really examine what are they giving value to? What are they prioritizing in their life? Because remember I said this masculine was very focused on, you know, validating their own ego by getting this queen to be their like sexual slave, sort of. And the queen had to really get into this place of showing strength, personal power, resilience by not being afraid of what people think about her. So they both had to really examine this. They both had to get in touch with their intuition because the High Priestess showed up for both of them. With the Six of Pentacles, I think that they had gotten comfortable with each other to the point where they were just very, they had kind of accepted this is just the routine. This is just what we do. I do something for you, you do something for me. I do something for you, you do something for me. When the truth is, they had just gotten really comfortable. They had created a rut almost. You know, they didn't know how to get out of this situation they had both kind of created. So they just kept going because imagine it like a car that doesn't have brakes. So it just keeps going. Both people are scared. They both want to get out, but they don't want to be the first one to say that they want to get out. So they're just sitting there, letting it keep going. And they're hoping the other person starts opening a door and then they'll follow soon. They'll be like, yeah, let's both get the fuck out of here. But until the other person does it, neither one of them wants to be the one to make the first move because they don't want to be the one that chickened out. And in reality, I think it also takes strength to know when to quit things. And that's what the universe is supporting. Like, yes, it takes strength to work on something together, but it also takes strength to know when you're wasting your time, when you need to stop investing in something. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Ooh, look, reversed, Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Page of Pentacles. Clarified Queen of Swords. And the Page of Cups. With the King of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Moon. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that this is the masculine in the collective called they regret choosing lust over love, because what the Queen is saying, the reason she's coming out with the sword is because she's now being direct. She's now going to acknowledge what they have not been acknowledging. So the King was also either one, hiding or not aware that this isn't where they wanted to be either. They were using this as a distraction. They were using self-satisfaction and pleasure as a way to distract themselves. They also show up as a King of Swords. They show up cold as hell. So this wasn't a very warm connection. It wasn't a very loving connection. It was a very calculated move on both of their parts. And it was like they were shielding each other from different things. So this King was possibly running from an emotional connection, while the Queen was running from, you know, taking responsibility for what they wanted. So now what she's saying is like, let's be real. This isn't going anywhere. This doesn't actually have the potential to grow. Neither one of us are happy here. I've learned the lessons I came to learn, and you have learned the lessons you're here to learn. And let's just call a spade and call it a day. That's why the Tower was there in the first collective, because I think that this was shocking to the King, but at the same time, it's setting everybody free, really. So interesting. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed that. If this is relevant to you in any way, I hope it gave you answers or clarity, guidance. As usual, I look forward to feedback, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.